You know, one everyday carry item I have not shown on the channel yet. I forgot. Roro, come here. Come here. Oh, she's blocking. Oh, she's bringing her stick. Come here. Up. This is my other everyday carry item. This is Rogi. She goes everywhere with me. Yes, I do. If you remember, I do daily drive an M3, and I do put her in it, and people cringe over it. And I get that thing muddy and doggy and wetty, and I don't give a fuck because it's just a car. It's meant to be enjoyed, and I want to drive it. And I also want to take my fucking dog with me. So, yep, kiddo puts her feet all over the seat, and the doggy does her thing. Um, his life. Yeah, that's my other everyday item. She's always with me. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. So far, I'm having I guess I keep saying that. I am having a ton of fun doing this. And I did think I would never be one of those YouTubers that was, you know, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn the alerts on, and all that shit. But now, starting to figure out how to read my analytics is really important. The subscribing isn't as important, but the liking is important. So I am going to say it. If you like the video, please like the video. It actually does help a ton. People aren't lying. And not only if you like the video, if you like, even if you don't like the video, but like somebody doing something that they enjoy, trying to bring content and bridge gaps of camaraderie in a society when we're all apart and bond over certain interests, seems like a decent reason to hit the like button as well, in my opinion. Today's video is going to be some, not all, of my knife collection, and I grabbed some of every price point. And everybody should carry a blade, I think. As far as your EDC, everybody should carry a blade. My EDC consists of a firearm, a blade, some cash, a minimalist wallet. I like something to pry and something that I can beat on, just destroy. That would be my pry bar. And at least have a Phillips and flathead, and then a source of light. I'm pretty sure, yeah, and that's about it. I know I'll do a video where we talk medical. I do have medical on me, not on body. I have medical in my car, I'll do a video on my bags and stuff like that. But that's how I set up my EDC. And a flame, a source of building a fire. And then the duct tape helps with certain stuff as well. Oh, and then my watch. And I have my AirPods I work on some heavy equipment. That's not for my job, but I live, on property, so I am operating tractors and power tools and stuff like that. And every once in a while, you got to shoot a coyote, and it works for EarPro. Yeah, that is how I develop my EDC. I have a multi-tool like in my car and stuff like that. I don't want to carry it on me. I haven't gotten to the point where I carry a pen yet. I'd love to, but I just don't write a ton of shit yet. Now that I have this channel, I've been writing way more, so maybe I will get the Big Idea Design bolt action pen. But yeah. So I know people want to start out. I remember when I was starting out, I just carry the blade. I have $0 to $50 options, $50 to $100 options. I actually just went through my collection. I don't have a single knife in the $100 to $150 option range for some reason. So I'll put two options. I'll say them at the end because I forgot to look them up, and I need to go back and look them up. What I think would be the best, some good knives for $100, $150. Then I have the 150 to 200, 200 to 250, 250 to 300, and I actually own one $300+ knife. Yeah, that's what I got for you today. Let's dive into them. So my first knife that I'm putting it in is the Kershaw Brawler. And the reason that I am putting this one in for sure is this was like one of my first knives that I started carrying. It's $34.95, and I am not going to go into like all this, like some of the specs, but like I don't know how to break them down. I don't know the ball bearing pivots and all that shit. This is I just like them. I enjoy the action. I enjoy the way they look, and I found ones that satisfy me in different ways at the different price points. So this is not a review, and I'm not an expert. So anyway, with that being said, I've got the Kershaw Brawler with the Tonto, the all black. I just really loved the way this looked. I like the spring assist. The action is really good. I've had this for a long fucking time. I really like this knife, and I still carry it every once in a while. Obviously, it's very budget. It's spring assist, not it's a liner lock, and Tonto blade. This is a great first starter knife in my opinion, and I think it looks cool. It's got a G10 handle with some texturing. This is a really good, fun knife and satisfying and fidgety knife to carry. Next, I actually got this out of a box that I was carrying, or a box subscription that I had for a little bit, and I might start one up now that I have a channel again. But this is the Kaiser Assassin, and this is $41.40. And I ended up keeping this and really liking it. It's got this micarta handle, and the action is really, really good. And I got this about the same time that I got my Protek Malibu. And before my Malibu was broken in, I actually liked this a lot more. And I was a bit bummed out because the Malibu was like my grail knife for a while. But yeah, it's got my micarta handle. I carried this during the summer, and it is just, oops. It is just a really nice, satisfying knife. Yeah, I really like this one. I ended up keeping it, and I carry it because I don't care about losing it, and it looks good. It's sleek. Yeah, I just really like this knife. Kaiser Assassin, $41.40. So same thing next. I got this out of a box, and I really like this. This is the SRM Stay Ready for More, $39.95. You can see the thickness of the blade. This thing, so I actually just like tried to break this for a while. I was like pounding firewood with it and sticking it and stabbing and doing all kinds of shit with this thing. And it is just a meaty tank of a knife. So if that's what you're looking for versus the Kaiser Assassin, something that's kind of like all-purpose sleek, you could wear it to a wedding and then you could also everyday carry it. This is more of like the working man's knife. I was wearing this a lot and just beating the shit out of it. Yeah, it's got a great action. Two different ways of deployment. And yeah, it's got this light switch flipper tab, whatever you call it. It's almost like a Spidey flick, thumb flick. Great fidgety knife. I love this one. The Stay Ready for More, $39.95. The Stay Ready for More, 1168 is the number. It doesn't have a model. It's just got a model number. Yeah, love that knife. Next is the $50 to $100 range, and I have got the SEV button lock Elementum. This is the first one. They sent have a second one that has a flipper tab, but I like that it has the one thing because this is more of my gentleman's knife that I wear all black, dressed up, but it still has a lengthy blade. I mean, this is not spring assist. It is just got a good action, and I really like the way it looks. Looks really clean. My wife actually put this through the washer. Is how that happened. I beat the shit out of my knives except for the ones that I carry formally, but this has got some markings on it now. But yeah, this is the SEV Elementum button lock, and it's $64.50. Next is one I've said before. This is the Kershaw Leak, and this was the second one I bought after like the Brawler, and I wanted something a little bit more expensive. This one has a half serration, reverse Tonto, aluminum handle, and this is a great, I would say, budget as well. This one's spring assisted, and I love this knife as well. I think it looks cool. It is small. Let me give you a comparison. People might be more familiar with the bugout. There, it's a little bit smaller than the bugout, so even more compact than the bugout, which is clearly going to be on the list. But yes, the Kershaw Leak. I really love this knife. I throw it in the waistband of my swim trunks, and I carry it all summer. Part of the reason too is because it's got a lock on it. So if like I'm paddleboarding, inner tubing, I'm doing all that stuff, I do lock this. I'm in the water, you know, I'm rolling around on the ground and shit like that, fucking around playing volleyball. I don't want this to get hit and stab me. So yeah, I just lock it and stick it in the waistband of my shorts and the waistband, because I'm usually wearing swim trunks, so they don't have pockets and shit. So that's the purpose, the utility of this knife. And the leak was $62.95. Can't remember if I said that. Next, I really was still getting into knives, and I loved the PM2. I thought that this looked the same, and it was like much cheaper, so I figured why not. So I got the Spyderco Tenacious with a G10 handle, and I really like this knife, and it was as satisfying as the PM2 until I got a PM2, and they are not the same. I'll actually probably be getting rid of this knife because I don't need two of them. But yeah, this, until you can get the PM2, this definitely does the trick. It is fidgety, satisfying, one-hand operation. You can learn your Spidey flick, and it's a great knife. This is the Spyderco Tenacious at $67.48. Oh yes, which brings us next where we have to skip the 100 to 150 because I actually don't own one, which brings us to the 150 to 200, which would be the PM2. I upgraded to the titanium handle. Before upgrades and stuff like that, you can get a PM2 for $198.75, and this knife is sick. I love the back lock. I don't know if that's what you call it. That's what we're calling it today. And this knife is fucking sick, and it's a big knife in comparison to the bug out. It is quite a bit bigger. We'll just leave the bug out here for a comparison. But yeah, this thing is fidgety, fun. I think it looks sick. I'm in the titanium kick, so titanium leather looks good together. I really enjoy this knife. So yeah, the PM2 $198.75. Next is a knife I will never get rid of. It is discontinued, but this was a gift. It was a gift from one of my best friends. I've had it a long time, probably, I don't even know how long. I've opened beer bottles with it and shit. It's about the same size as the bug out. And it is an automatic open. This is the Benchmade Stimulus. It is a $199 knife, and they don't make it anymore, but I think you can get it on certain sites. But yeah, this is a sick knife, the aluminum handle. I don't wear it as much, so I'm just scared I'm going to lose it. I'm a sentimental person, so it does have a lock for the spring assist so it doesn't come open. If you're worried about that, I will just have this knife forever because it was a gift from one of my best friends. All right, next, in the $200 to $250 range, I might as well just stick with the bug out because it's been out. You guys have already seen it now, but it is a Benchmade bug out. I feel like it's just a must-have for knife guys. You can get it for $180. This is the model that was like $200. I actually had the aircraft aluminum one that's like $300, but somebody broke into my car and stole it. So this was actually for sale, but it hadn't sold yet, so I just kept it. This thing's stupid fidgety. It's got the access lock. You can open it with the access lock, the thumb studs, and it just falls closed. And this is, I mean, it's a bug out. You gotta have a bug out, I feel. And next in that range was my Grail knife at one point, and I love it. It's been beaten up. I use this thing, even though it's an over $200 knife. This is the Protek Malibu with the textured aluminum grip, because the other one I do feel looks better, and I really wanted to have the smooth aluminum, but it is just too slippery for my hand. So I actually bought that one, sold it, and had to get this one. But this Protek Malibu is $225. I actually need to send it in because the edge looked a little bit better at the tip, but I've been sharpening it myself, and I kind of fucked it up. But I'm trying to learn. I probably should have practiced on a different knife, like my Brawler or something. But anyway, this is the Protek Malibu. I love that Protek, they just have a little bit of marking here with the CPM 20CV steel, which I don't know anything about the steels. This is obviously a better steel than my cheaper knives. I know that. It just has to be because it's more expensive. But this is just so satisfying. Just so satisfying. I love this thing. And for another reference, it is a little bit smaller actually than the bug out. In blade length, I don't know. Yeah, they're about the same. Oops, they're about the same size. But yeah, Protek Malibu is just a sick knife. All right, next in the $250 to $300 range is the knife you guys have been seeing on my channel already. I just got it. Is the Big Idea design, full titanium. They don't do any markings except for their tie, and I thought there was a little bit of marking. Maybe there's not. That might be all I do. It's a liner lock. Oh yeah, M390 steel. Very light, they put it there. Other than that, no marking. The only hardware is one there and one screw there. Yeah, this thing's cool. It's got, I don't know what this is called, but it's satisfying and I like it. It is kind of a bigger, meatier knife. It's just like thicker than the Benchmade. It just, God, it just feels so good. I love eating my fucking steaks with it. I feel like a man, and I just fucking, yeah. I just eat my steaks at home with this knife because I like to do that. I'm really enjoying this knife though. It's very satisfying. I like it a lot. But yeah, this is the Big Idea Design 2 full titanium knife with M390 steel, and it is $295. Next, so actually, I have to say, I did not resell the Protek Malibu. I had it up for sale, and I traded it for this because it was worth more, and I was going to sell it. But then I got it, and I really loved it. This is my other most carried little gentleman's knife, so to speak, the Tactile Turn Rockwall with Magna Cut, titanium. This is a $299 knife. This might be I fucking love this knife so much. It is just so sleek. The action sounds great. I fucking just love this knife. I think it looks so cool. Yeah, the Tactile Turn Rockwall, $299. Hopefully my wife doesn't watch this with all the prices. My last one is my most expensive knife. I didn't know until I was making this video. The Benchmade Crooked River. When I saw this thing, I just had to fucking have it. $320. It's just old school and new school mixed into one. It's tight. It's got like that old school buck feel, and this thing is a monster. So this only gets carried in the winter. I harvest chickens with it. I take it camping if I don't have a fixed blade. So I need to get more into the fixed blades and such. But yeah, this thing is just so sick looking. This is such a cool knife. $320. The Benchmade Crooked River even has a cool ass name. The Benchmade Crooked River with like this hunter vest orange kind of deal. Axis lock. Benchmade does their axis lock really well. This knife is just so sick. All right. Well, that's all I got for you on this one. I hope you guys liked the video. Again, if you did, like the video. If you liked that I was trying to make a video that you liked, like the video. If you like that I'm doing something I like the video. And, so in that $100 to $150 range, I think I'm actually going to go with a knife that I'm not familiar with. But I had a subscriber comment, and I think I'm going to get one. But he recommended, or she, I'm not sure, a cold steel knife. The Cold Steel AD10, I think, is the knife I'm going to go with, and I'm going to try it out. Maybe that'll be my 500 or 1,000 subscriber giveaway knife. It's 118 bucks. I'll put it up right now. This knife looks sick. It looks like my kind of style. A little bit different than a knife that I had, so something I'll carry differently. But yeah, the Cold Steel AD10, I'm going to give that knife a try. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good week, had a good weekend, have a good week, and live rich. Deuces.